Dealing with narcissists can feel like a constant battle, where every interaction tests your emotional limits. Whether it's a manipulative coworker, a toxic family member, or a difficult friend, their behavior often leaves us feeling drained and unsettled. But what if I told you that there's a way to rise above their chaos, to protect your peace, and even grow stronger from these encounters? In this video, we're diving into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism to show you how to deal with narcissists in a way that not only preserves your well-being but also enhances your personal growth. You'll learn how to transform these challenging relationships into opportunities for strength and resilience. So, if you're ready to stop feeling controlled by others and start mastering your emotions, stick around. Let's get into it. 1. Introduction to Stoicism and Dealing with Narcissists. Life throws all kinds of people our way, some of them draining, manipulative, and difficult, like narcissists. But here's the thing, Stoicism teaches us that it's not the chaos around us that matters, it's how we choose to react to it. One of my favorite quotes from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus is, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Imagine, for a moment, taking this wisdom and using it as a shield when dealing with toxic, narcissistic individuals. Instead of fighting fire with fire, Stoicism invites you to stay calm and unshaken, protecting your peace like a fortress. Dealing with a narcissist is like trying to navigate through a storm. Their self-obsession, their constant need for validation, and their manipulation can feel overwhelming. But when you adopt the Stoic mindset, you stop reacting emotionally. You stop giving them the power to dictate your feelings. Think of it like this, you're standing in the middle of a storm, but instead of being tossed around by the wind and rain, you become the calm center, the eye of the hurricane. The chaos doesn't touch you because you're grounded. This emotional armor, built on the principles of Stoicism, is your secret weapon. For example, imagine you're at work, and your boss, who happens to be a narcissist, takes credit for your hard work in front of everyone. In the past, you might have gotten angry, called them out, or let your frustration simmer. But with Stoicism, you understand that while their actions are irritating, they don't have the power to make you lose your cool. Instead of reacting impulsively, you take a deep breath and remind yourself that your emotional peace is more important than their petty drama. You focus on your goals, your self-worth, and let them deal with their own insecurities. Stoicism isn't about ignoring the narcissist or pretending they don't exist. It's about minimizing their role in your life. Think of your mind like a garden. Are you going to water the weeds, or are you going to nurture the flowers? Every time you ruminate on their behavior, you're watering the weeds, giving energy to negativity that doesn't serve you. But when you choose to focus on your growth, your passions, and your well-being, you're watering the flowers. Each decision to focus on what enriches your life makes your inner world more vibrant and resilient. And here's where the real power lies, by focusing on yourself, you're not only protecting your peace, you're becoming a better version of yourself. You're no longer reacting to others' behavior, you're in control of your own narrative. Narcissists thrive on chaos, but Stoicism teaches you to thrive on calm, clarity, and emotional strength. You become unshaken by their manipulations because you know that your peace is your responsibility, not theirs. So, the next time you're faced with a narcissist, remember, the key to navigating the storm is not to fight the wind, but to stand firm like the tree whose roots go deep into the earth. 2. Minimize the narcissist's role in your life. When dealing with a narcissist, the first step is to take back control of your own energy. These individuals thrive on attention, drama, and emotional manipulation. Every moment you spend fixating on their behavior is a moment you could be investing in your own growth. Imagine your life as a garden. Are you going to keep watering the weeds, or are you going to nurture the flowers? Every time you let the narcissist's behavior dominate your thoughts, you're feeding the weeds. But when you choose to redirect your energy toward things that actually bring you joy and fulfillment, you water the flowers. Setting healthy boundaries is another crucial step in minimizing their role in your life. Boundaries are not about confrontation or creating conflict, they're about protecting your emotional well-being. Picture this: you're playing a game of chess, and the narcissist is trying to checkmate you by pulling you into their drama. But instead of reacting impulsively, you calmly set a boundary: I won't engage in that conversation, or I don't tolerate being disrespected. These boundaries act like shields, ensuring that their manipulations don't affect you. It's a quiet but powerful stand for your peace. The key here is to stop letting the narcissist take center stage in your life. When you minimize their impact, you start to prioritize your own happiness. This isn't just about avoiding conflict, it's about recognizing that your emotional peace and mental space are too valuable to be compromised. Think about it: if you were in a room full of loud, toxic people, wouldn't you want to escape to a quieter, safer space? Your life is that space. Don't let a narcissist turn it into a battleground. By consciously choosing where you focus your energy, you're telling yourself that your growth, your peace, and your happiness are non-negotiable. You're creating an environment where you can thrive, free from the emotional exhaustion narcissists so often leave behind. And over time, this practice of setting boundaries and redirecting your energy will empower you to become the strongest, most resilient version of yourself. The narcissist may still be in the picture, but they no longer have the power to control your emotional landscape. You do. 3. Challenge the narcissist's idealized self. When a narcissist starts spinning their self-glorifying tales, your natural instinct might be to roll your eyes or shut them down with a sarcastic remark. But Stoic wisdom suggests a more powerful approach: don't confront their ego, redirect it. Instead of reacting with frustration, ask thoughtful, open-ended questions that gently disrupt their narrative. For instance, when they boast about their achievements, you might ask, "What made you decide to take that path?" Or, "What was the hardest lesson you learned along the way?" These types of questions don't challenge them directly, but they do make them reflect. They subtly force the narcissist to pause and consider their inflated sense of self. It's like being a detective, calmly and methodically uncovering the truth. The goal isn't to prove them wrong but to give them a moment of introspection. Over time, this can help them see the cracks in their idealized version of themselves, if not immediately, then perhaps in the quiet moments of self-doubt that follow. At the same time, this approach helps you protect your peace. Instead of getting caught up in their drama or feeling pressured to validate their self-importance, you maintain emotional detachment. You aren't emotionally invested in their stories. You're simply a mirror reflecting back their own words, not to correct them, but to offer them a chance to question their narrative. This method is rooted in the Stoic principle of control. You can't change the narcissist or their need for validation, but you can control how you interact with them. By choosing to engage with curiosity rather than judgment, you not only maintain your peace, but you also rob them of the emotional fuel they need to feel powerful. Every time you respond with calm detachment and intelligent questions, you reinforce your own strength. In the long run, this subtle challenge helps you navigate the narcissist's world without getting entangled in their illusions. It's not about trying to dismantle their ego, because that's a battle you can't win. It's about protecting your emotional space and encouraging them to confront the truth, all while staying anchored in your own serenity. This quiet resistance becomes your shield, and their grandiose stories lose their power over you. 4. Pursue personal growth through therapy. Therapy is more than just a safe space to talk, it's a transformative journey that empowers you to reclaim control over your internal world. When dealing with a narcissist, it's easy to feel like you're stuck in their emotional whirlpool, constantly battling their manipulations and inflated ego. But the real strength doesn't come from confronting their behavior, it comes from looking inward and taking charge of your own emotional landscape. Think of therapy as a deep dive into your own psyche. It's where you face your vulnerabilities, not to dwell in them, but to understand them. You explore why certain things trigger you, why you react the way you do, and how you can break free from the toxic cycles that keep you tethered to the narcissist's power. Through this process, you begin to detach your self-worth from their approval and start building a foundation that is unshakable, no matter what chaos they bring. For example, you may discover that you've been seeking external validation for so long that it's clouded your sense of self. Therapy helps you shift this focus, away from the narcissist's manipulation and onto your own personal growth. It teaches you to recognize your strengths, your value, and your ability to grow beyond the toxic influence that once held you captive. Just as a tree's roots anchor it firmly into the ground, therapy helps you plant your own roots in self-awareness and emotional strength. As you gain more insight into your past, your patterns, and your triggers, you start to see the narcissist for what they are, an external force that can no longer define you. You become more resilient, less affected by their need to control or belittle, and more focused on your own growth and healing. Through therapy, you don't just escape the narcissist's grip, you thrive. You reclaim your peace, your joy, and your sense of self. The work is not easy, but it's a journey worth taking. Every session, every breakthrough, and every moment of self-discovery moves you further away from the toxic hold of the narcissist and closer to the person you were always meant to be, strong, confident, and independent. 5. Protect your mental space by controlling your reactions. The narcissist thrives on your emotional reactions, they feed on your anger, frustration, and fear. But here's the truth, the more you react, the more control they gain over your emotional state. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote, the ability to control your reactions. It's about mastering your mind so that, no matter how chaotic or manipulative the narcissist becomes, you remain centered and unshaken. Picture this, the narcissist launches their usual attack, trying to provoke you, belittle you, or make you feel small. In the past, you might have felt the urge to fight back, to prove them wrong, or to defend your dignity. But the Stoic path isn't about engaging in their drama, it's about choosing your response. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a deep breath, step back, and observe your emotions from a distance. Recognize that you don't need to respond immediately, and you certainly don't need to allow them to control how you feel. For instance, when a narcissist makes a cutting remark, you might feel your heart race or your blood boil. But what if, instead of firing back with a sharp response, you paused? What if you could simply acknowledge the emotion, yes, I feel hurt, and then let it go, like leaves floating downstream? By practicing this emotional detachment, you reclaim your power and refuse to let their words dictate your state of mind. This isn't about suppressing your feelings, it's about creating space between stimulus and response. Imagine yourself as a calm lake. The narcissist's provocations are like stones being thrown in, they might create ripples, but they don't have to stir up a storm. You decide how much impact their words will have on you. By controlling your reactions, you protect your mental space, and you stop them from getting under your skin. Ultimately, this practice is a form of emotional resilience. You're not weak for staying calm in the face of provocation, in fact, it takes incredible strength to stay composed while the world around you seems to fall apart. By embodying Stoic principles and choosing not to react, you protect your peace and maintain control over your emotional state, ensuring that no narcissist can disrupt your inner calm. 6. Don't take their behavior personally. One of the most powerful things you can do when dealing with a narcissist is to stop taking their behavior personally. Narcissists have an uncanny ability to project their insecurities, fears, and need for validation onto others. Their insults, manipulation, and criticism aren't about you, they're a reflection of their own inner turmoil. Once you understand this, their words and actions lose their power to hurt you. Imagine a narcissist making a harsh comment, attacking your character or belittling your achievements. If you're like most people, your first instinct might be to defend yourself or even internalize their criticism. You might start questioning your worth, thinking, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not enough. But here's the truth, their words have nothing to do with your value. They're speaking from a place of insecurity, not truth. Their need for validation is so great that they'll tear others down to feel better about themselves. Recognizing this allows you to emotionally detach and stop absorbing their negativity. The Stoic mindset is invaluable here. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we respond to them. Instead of taking their insults to heart, you can choose to see them for what they are, reflections of the narcissist's internal battle. This shift in perspective creates emotional distance. It's like watching a storm rage outside while you stay warm and dry inside. The storm is there, but it doesn't affect you. When you stop personalizing their behavior, you protect your own sense of self. You remain grounded in your worth, unaffected by their attempts to make you feel small. This mental and emotional resilience is your shield. It's not about becoming indifferent or cold, it's about understanding that their actions aren't a measure of your value, they're a symptom of their own unhealed wounds. In every interaction with a narcissist, remember this: their behavior is a reflection of them, not you. You don't need to take it personally. By applying this principle, you maintain your inner peace and confidence, and you free yourself from the toxic cycle of needing their approval. You become more anchored in who you are, less swayed by their manipulations, and stronger in your ability to protect your mental and emotional space. 7. Recognize the power of silence. When it comes to dealing with narcissists, one of the most powerful tools at your disposal is silence. In a world where we're often taught that responding or defending ourselves is the only way to handle conflict, silence can feel counterintuitive. But when you face a narcissist's provocations, drama, or manipulations, sometimes the most effective response is no response at all. Imagine a narcissist throwing an insult your way or trying to drag you into an emotionally charged situation. Your natural instinct might be to defend yourself, fight back, or even try to explain your side. But this is exactly what they want. Narcissists thrive on reactions, they feed off the drama they create. The moment you engage, you give them the control they desperately seek. But if you stay silent, you deny them the satisfaction of provoking you. Silence is a form of power. When you remain quiet in the face of manipulation, you're not just avoiding a useless argument, you're protecting your emotional energy and asserting control over the situation. Think of it like a chess game: when the narcissist tries to make their move by triggering you, you simply don't react. You withhold your emotional response and keep your mental space clear. They're left floundering, trying to provoke a reaction that never comes. This doesn't mean you're being passive or indifferent, it means you're making a conscious choice to protect your peace. It's a Stoic principle: choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. By not reacting, you prevent the narcissist from controlling your emotions or taking up space in your mind. You show them that their attempts to manipulate or upset you have no power over your state of mind. In moments of confrontation, pause, breathe, and consider silence as a tool. It's not weakness, it's strength in action. Silence forces the narcissist to confront the emptiness of their provocations. It puts them in a position where their manipulation no longer has an audience, and that's a loss for them, not for you. You maintain your dignity and emotional peace, while they're left with nothing but their own empty words. Embrace the power of silence. It's not about avoiding the truth or being passive. It's about choosing to respond with calm and control, instead of being dragged into the narcissist's drama. In doing so, you reclaim your mental space and refuse to give them power over your emotions. Silence is your strength, your shield, and your pathway to emotional freedom. 8. Set emotional boundaries. One of the most crucial aspects of protecting your mental well-being when dealing with narcissists is setting emotional boundaries. Narcissists have a knack for emotional manipulation: they'll try to make you feel guilty, obligated, or responsible for their problems. They thrive on getting a reaction, and they'll use any emotional leverage they can to control you. But the Stoic approach teaches us to draw a clear line between our own emotions and the emotional turmoil of others. Picture this: a narcissist might try to push your buttons, accuse you of something you didn't do, or demand attention when it's not warranted. In those moments, your first instinct may be to react, to justify yourself, to defend your actions, or to absorb their negativity. But that's exactly what they want. They want to drag you into their emotional storm and make you feel like it's your responsibility to fix their chaos. A Stoic mindset encourages you to recognize that their emotions are not your responsibility. Their emotional drama is theirs to manage, not yours. You don't have to take it on. By practicing mindfulness and self-reflection, you can create a mental space that is separate from their manipulations. Before you react, take a moment to breathe, reflect, and remind yourself, this is their issue, not mine. Setting emotional boundaries isn't about being cold or heartless. It's about protecting your own peace and maintaining control over your emotional state. For example, if a narcissist is trying to guilt-trip you, instead of falling into the trap, you can calmly acknowledge their feelings without taking them on. You can say something like, I understand you're upset, but I can't take responsibility for your emotions. By doing this, you create a mental distance that shields you from their influence. Remember, boundaries are about self-respect. You're not obligated to absorb their negativity or give in to their demands. The more you practice this boundary setting, the stronger your emotional resilience becomes. You'll find that you no longer get pulled into their games or feel responsible for their emotional states. Instead, you'll remain grounded, focused on your own growth and well-being. Setting emotional boundaries is one of the most powerful ways to maintain your peace in the face of narcissism. It requires awareness, self-control, and a clear understanding of your own emotional needs. By recognizing that their drama isn't yours to fix, you can continue to cultivate a sense of emotional clarity and strength, no matter how loud the chaos around you gets. 9. Maintain your integrity. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is living in alignment with your values, no matter what external challenges come your way. When dealing with a narcissist, maintaining your integrity becomes even more crucial. Narcissists often try to bend reality to fit their narrative, manipulate others for their gain, or get a reaction by pushing your emotional buttons. In these situations, it's easy to lose sight of your values or compromise your principles just to keep the peace. But Stoicism teaches us that the strength of our character lies in remaining true to who we are, even in the face of adversity. Imagine this: a narcissist may try to manipulate you into doing something you don't want to do or convince you that their needs should come before yours. They might gaslight you into doubting your own truth, or they might criticize you for holding firm to your beliefs. In these moments, it can feel tempting to give in, to appease them for the sake of a quiet life. But this is where the Stoic mindset becomes invaluable. Stoicism encourages us to stick to our principles, no matter how challenging the situation is. If your value is honesty, stay truthful. If you value respect, stand firm in defending your boundaries. No matter how much a narcissist tries to provoke you or twist the situation, remain anchored in your beliefs. For example, if a narcissist is belittling you, don't lower yourself to their level by engaging in petty arguments. Instead, hold your ground calmly, knowing that their behavior doesn't dictate your worth or how you should behave. Your integrity is your inner compass. It guides your actions, choices, and how you interact with the world around you. When you maintain it, you remain unshaken in your sense of self. Even if the narcissist tries to pull you into their drama or manipulate you into betraying your values, you can remain unaffected. In doing so, you not only protect your peace but also reaffirm to yourself, and others, that you will not be swayed by external forces. Stoicism teaches that external events do not dictate our emotional state. Our true power lies in how we respond. So, when dealing with a narcissist, don't lose sight of your integrity. Stay true to your values, and know that your peace and strength come from within, not from placating others or succumbing to their toxic influence. Maintaining your integrity doesn't mean avoiding conflict or pretending everything is fine. It means making decisions based on your values, even if that means standing firm in the face of criticism, manipulation, or provocation. By doing this, you preserve not only your peace but also your self-respect. And, in the end, that is the greatest form of emotional resilience you can cultivate. 10. Reframe their behavior as a test of your resilience. When dealing with a narcissist, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeing their behavior as personal attacks. They might belittle you, manipulate situations, or try to provoke emotional reactions to gain control. It's tempting to internalize these actions and think, this is about me, and it's unfair. But Stoicism offers a powerful shift in perspective. Rather than seeing their behavior as a threat to your peace, you can reframe it as a test of your emotional resilience. Imagine you're in a meeting with a narcissistic colleague. They cut you off, take credit for your ideas, and then belittle your contributions. Instead of feeling angered or hurt, view this as an opportunity to practice patience. Instead of reacting impulsively, use it as a moment to choose your response. By not letting their provocations trigger an emotional outburst, you maintain control over your own state of mind. This is Stoic practice in action, choosing how to respond rather than reacting instinctively. Every time a narcissist manipulates or insults you, it becomes a chance to embody key Stoic virtues like courage, patience, and emotional control. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, how can I handle this situation with grace and composure? By seeing their actions as a test, you transform the challenge into a learning experience. In the heat of the moment, it can feel overwhelming, but the more you practice, the more resilient you become. The narcissist's behavior loses its power over you because you stop viewing it as something that can harm you. This shift doesn't make their behavior acceptable or justified, it simply allows you to take the sting out of their actions. You're no longer the victim of their manipulations. Instead, you're the one who stands unshaken, an example of inner strength. You might even find that their attempts to rattle you lose their impact over time because you've built a mental fortress around your peace. Each interaction with a narcissist becomes an opportunity to sharpen your character. The Stoic mindset teaches that true growth happens when we face adversity with calm and wisdom. By reframing these challenging encounters as tests of your resilience, you allow yourself to grow stronger with every encounter. You begin to understand that the real battle is not with the narcissist, but with yourself, the ability to stay grounded, composed, and unwavering in the face of their chaos. Ultimately, this practice empowers you. It transforms difficult people and situations into opportunities to enhance your emotional intelligence and resilience. By turning their manipulations into stepping stones for personal growth, you not only protect your peace but also cultivate a deeper sense of self-mastery. Now that you've learned how to reframe your interactions with narcissists as tests of your resilience, it's time to put this wisdom into action. Remember, Stoicism isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving in the face of adversity. By mastering your emotions, setting boundaries, and maintaining your integrity, you can turn any toxic situation into an opportunity for growth. So, if you're ready to take control of your peace and transform your challenges into triumphs, start applying these Stoic principles in your daily life. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content that helps you grow and thrive. And if you know someone who could use a little Stoic wisdom, share this video with them. Drop a comment below with how you've applied these Stoic strategies to protect your mental space, or if you have any tips of your own. Your engagement helps us reach more people who need this wisdom, and together, we can create a community of unshakable strength. Let's continue the journey towards emotional mastery and inner peace. See you in the next video.